And we're live, I think.
Yeah,
The little red icon is on. That means people will get notifications by next week. Welcome back to the Sugoi Boyz podcast, episode 37. With me is J Chip from the J Chip Show, and our good friend Light Lelouch, who I've linked to his blog posts down below, and I have a link to the YouTube channel, J Chip Show, which is also quite cool, and you can hear more from both of these guys on those. Thank you for coming, guys. And that's all the pleasantries that we're going to have on this, because our good friend J Chip had a wonderful idea this week to, we've been too positive lately. We've been enjoying stuff too much. I went to a con. I had too much of a good time, right? There needs to be more shit in the world. We need to focus on the negative, I suppose. And he wanted to talk about stuff that we hate, or anime that we dislike. Personally, and so I didn't outstretch this idea to these other guys, but I took 3 series that I have finished, or at least I guess they're done airing, I would assume. I finished them because there's countless shows that I've seen and I dropped that I really didn't like. I really want, if I'm going to talk about it, I want it to be like I finished it and I kind of know my shit. Somebody in the chat might say that I'm wrong about something. Whatever.
Hey, Chase, what's going on?
Hey, Chase. And I thought I muted YouTube, and it wasn't muted, by the way.
Very professional.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was muted, but whatever.
So, Miasma, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What are you watching?
Oh,
I got a big
that's
one.
Always important. With my good friend Justin, I was watching Yona of the Dawn, but I got very lazy and behind, and I'm still not even halfway done with it. But Yona of the Dawn is okay. And I've also been watching Paranoia Agent and Golden Boy. What an odd cluster of shows. I finished Golden Boy, and I'm on episode 5 of Paranoia Agent. Golden Boy was interesting. I don't think it's as funny as people think it is, but it has its moments. It has its moments that are. I mentioned this on Bob Samurai's podcast yesterday. I think Golden Boy is one of those things where it's funnier, in retrospect, talking about it with people, versus if you're watching it alone. I think watch that in a group, because it's a lot of anime, making fun of anime. It's making fun of the medium and stuff like that. There's one point I love. He goes he's about to get fired from his job or whatever, and he's like, "What? We haven't even started the subplot in this episode yet." So it does that kind of stuff. It's good. And then I was bringing up parts of some of the episodes on the podcast last night, and I was laughing more so then than when I first watched it. So I think it's one of those things that's a little funnier in retrospect. But it's 6 episodes. It's short. It's sweet. Paranoia Agent is also pretty good. I didn't get it at a pawn shop for 50 cents, like somebody in here. God, you know that? Okay, I look. They had that at Anime Boston. It was $250.
Jesus.
Yeah, and you got it for pennies on the dollar.
I swear, I'm gonna find that Legend of the Galactic Heroes box set for 50 cents.
Yep, he's just gonna have every expensive anime known to man.
Yep. Ava for a Canadian penny or something like that.
Hey, Sweet Pea. Hey, Chase. J Chip, what have you been watching?
Well, you know this one, but I'm reading Happiness.
Ooh, Happiness is my jam. Continue.
I finished this first volume. I ordered up more. It reminds me of Tokyo Ghoul, but a lot better written.
I can see that. Yeah. Because it's I could see that because it's the kid becoming this monster, essentially. But yeah, Happiness is really good. It's a vampire manga by Shuzo Oshimi. For anybody who hasn't heard of him, The Flowers of Evil, or Aku no Hana.
Best manga ever made.
an awesome manga, by the way. That's what got me into Shuzo Oshimi stuff. And from there, I went on. I've read, I think, all of Happiness that they've released so far. I think I have 8 volumes, at least in English.
Yeah, they're releasing the last 2 soon.
Oh, is there only 10? Is it over in Japan? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, it's 10 volumes.
Okay, so it's concluded. That's another thing I like about him. He doesn't drag stuff on forever. Like Flowers of Evil is 4 tankable. I think it's like 12 regular volumes.
It's 8 volumes.
It's 8. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all right. I'm liking him more and more. He fucking. It's not too short. It's like it's not like one shots, but it's it's not. Yeah. I'm gonna read this manga. Let me go buy 38 volumes.
Yeah.
Do you hear me, Kentaro Miura, whatever his name is, the Berserk guy?
So the next anime I'm watching is Inuyasha. I finished the Band of 7 arc, and it's the best arc in that entire show.
His transformation is almost complete, ladies and gentlemen. He is becoming Miasma. He is reading Happiness. He's watching Inuyasha. And he sees the beauty of the Band of 7 arc. Now, unfortunately, you have like 3 more seasons to go after that.
Yeah, and I have 4 movies.
That's true. I think I've told you this before. I've never seen the 4th movie.
I know.
I've owned it. I got those after I got the show, and I watched the movies are very hit or miss. 1 is okay. 2 is god awful, in my opinion. 3 is good. So like 4, I wasn't super amped for it, and I've been meaning to watch it because my dad has seen all of it too, besides that movie. So I was like, we could watch this together at some point, and I just never have bothered to do that. But Watch It's like the best one.
And I finished Yona the Dawn.
Nice.
I like it. I think the journey was really good, but the ending is shit.
Yes, it is.
Oh, crap.
The ending's really bad.
I'm only 10 episodes in, boys, and now I have 14 more.
I won't spoil anything, but be prepared to be mad.
Because it's an ongoing manga, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take a wild guess, and it's a go read the manga ending.
You'll find out. Yes, you'll find out.
We'll get him next time.
And
credits roll.
The biggest one is I'm caught up with Ruby.
Oh my god! Excuse me, internet. I'm gonna go fap in the other room real quick because he is literally stimulating my otaku vagina with this. So he's like everything I love. Now he's about to shit. That's why he wanted to talk about shows that he hates. He hates Ruby.
Here's the context. Last time we did this podcast, we did a pregame, and he was like, every time we do a pregame, he's like, you got to get caught up to Ruby. You got to get caught up to Ruby.
I've never said that.
And I'm just like, and then like the day after, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get caught up to Ruby. I'm going to say that Volume 6 is really, really good.
Volume 6, the newest season.
Volume 5 was really good too. I really like that part.
You didn't like it?
But Volume 6, no, I love 5.
Okay. I like
5 was
some
great.
People don't like 5. I kind of just like 4.
4 was kind of the drag.
4 is kind of just like they're wandering around, and then like it's just like some character backstory. And then 5 is like they're kind of getting to where they need to go. And then 6 is nuts. Because, okay, I guess if you know nothing about Ruby, none of this is going to make any sense. But, like, imagine, like, you're watching a show, right? And it's in its 6th season. And this is like a pseudo-fantasy-esque series with a lot of, like, this huge world with, like, mythical creatures and stuff like that and powers and magic and shit. And a lot of the show has been like they keep you in the dark because it's from the perspective of like these teenage girls for the most part. Season 6 says, fuck that darkness. We're going to fucking show you how the goddamn world came to be. They literally show you
Yeah.
the theology of how their world came into existence. And it's fucking mind-blowing because in like season 1, there's episodes of them decorating each other's room. All right, and now we're talking about the creation of the goddamn world.
It's so not only did I get caught up, but I pre-ordered the Blu-ray for Volume 6, and I am going to binge it all when I get it.
Oh, I didn't even know that was up for pre-order.
It's on Right Stuff.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
I was also upset because they did volumes 1 through 5 in like one collection where idiots like me bought them one by one.
That's what I got. But yeah, Crow is amazing. He is my favorite character.
Crow is your favorite?
And it sucks that
too bad Vic Pignata is not going to be there anymore.
Yeah. If we're gonna discuss who best girl is, there's two.
Oh.
There's two of them. One of them is Yang.
Yes. Hold on. BRB. Because one of my playmats that I got at Anime Boston is my girl Yang Xiaolong from RWBY. I also have a poster of her over there. And I found a Pyrrha poster, by the way, which is very hard to find. Anybody that knows RWBY, Pyrrha is pretty awesome, and you don't see a whole lot of Pyrrha stuff for reasons. But I found a Pyrrha poster. Awesome. Sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
And tied with best girl with her is Raven.
The mom, right?
Yeah, she's a MILF.
I'm into Raven. However, I will raise you to. I was about Raven for a while, but I've always been a Cinder boy. Cinder, she was the main villain, and then she's the. You remember? Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if she's on my top best girls of RWBY.
There's a lot of girls in RWBY, so Cinder.
Blake is really cool. I like her.
Yeah, but I don't like the cat ears.
I like Weiss's
Light's like, what
more.
the fuck is going on? And my newest entry to this, and I've liked her more and more, mostly with season 6, is Salem.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just a masochist. I'm picking, for those that don't know, I'm picking all of the bad, like the antagonists of RWBY, like the girls that would like rip my soul in half and my body probably. For some reason, I'm just attracted to that, I guess. And Yang, I guess. Yeah. If you could pick a girl that would beat the crap out of me the easiest, it would probably be her. Yeah. So
that's all I've been.
Holy shit.
That's all I've been watching.
All right, like you got a lot to live up to here. Have you been watching anything?
I finished an anime called Bloom Into You.
Bloom Into You, that's the Yuri one with the stepsisters or something?
Yes, it's the Yuri one. No stepsisters.
Mm-hmm. I thought that they were related, or like something along those lines, but thankfully, I guess not.
No, they're not. It turned out pretty good. It gets repetitive with this just going around talking about, oh, what is love? What is this love you talking about? How do I feel it?
So what you're saying is I would give it a 7 out of 10 because I don't understand it.
Violet Evergarden all over again. Oh my god.
You don't understand love, you like it.
Speaking of Violet Evergarden, that's a good segue, I guess, because I wonder if J-Chip has that on. I guess you probably wouldn't have that on shows you hate. I'll start this because I know what one that Light's going to say.
Yeah.
So I limited it, like I said, to stuff I don't mind if you guys did not do the same thing, but stuff that I have finished and I'm assuming isn't continuing anymore.
Okay.
And I picked 3, and they're all more so 2 of them are pretty popular in their own regard. And the third one is just kind of like people kind of know it's not as great. The one that people know is not that great, and I won't dwell too much on it, is Trinity Blood.
Mm-hmm.
And J-Chip has seen this show. I've never really heard of anybody like, man, go watch Trinity Blood. because it's not very good. It was on Adult Swim a long time ago, and it's fucking an insanely cool premise. It's this vampire that eats other vampires, and he works for like the church, and he has guns and it's like a shitty Helsing.
It's really boring.
It's insanely boring, which doesn't make any sense to the story that I just described. It's about a vampire that eats other vampires with guns and powers, and they managed to make it boring.
The first episode was all right. The rest was just like trying to get through it, and I couldn't.
So much like whining and crying, and like just people like the fucking like the Pope in the show is voiced by Greg Ayers, and he's like this little like 9-year-old boy. He's like, I don't know why so much evil has to be in the world. Shut the fuck up! You got a goddamn curse, Mick. It's part of your team, okay? Oh my god! So whatever. Trinity Blood sucks. Okay. Unfortunately, I paid a lot of money for that shit, and I want to burn it.
What about your Tokyo Ghoul collection?
Yeah. Tokyo Ghoul. Actually, you know what? We'll go one. All right. So, J Chip, you can go next. I don't know how many you brought to the table here.
Okay, so the one this is the only one I've dropped technically, and I hate Dragon Ball Super.
Ooh, oh fuck, dude! There goes my DBS revenue.
Okay, so here's the thing. The first 26 episodes mean absolutely nothing because they just redid the movies. The 2 movies that came out, Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F. So that was a pain to watch weekly. And even when it got to the part where it gets good, it got really boring because the Black Goku arc, that's just terrible. And a bunch of like plot holes that just get made. And even worse of all, it made me appreciate this.
GT.
Dragon Ball GT.
Oh.
Has a great English OP.
What? Which one? The one by Vic or the rap?
The rap one? That's awful.
Oh, that's awful.
Wow, what's better, GT or Super? Says Chase.
GT.
I haven't seen Super very much.
I haven't seen either.
GT.
Okay, so
you know what? There's parts of GT that I enjoyed.
GT has some good ideas. It just doesn't live up to them really well. I really like Baby. I think he was a really good villain.
Yeah.
But back to Super, I feel like that show should have just never been made because it ended just fine.
Oh my god. Thank God I don't have DB fans. I'd be way more popular if I did. They're going to be, you don't understand the complexity of Akira Toriyama's work, you pleb!
Also, Bulma is now voiced by Monica Rial.
Monica Rial, your favorite. Who was also in Yoda
like
of the Dawn.
Yeah.
And she's doing the same voice that she does for Index in a certain magical index. Weird.
Yeah. So, Super is bad. I'm not going to see the movie because I don't give a shit about Broly.
Okay. Light, I'm gonna here you go. I'm gonna assume that you're the type of guy that has more than one of these. But I'm gonna put the tee. The ball is about to be placed on the tee, and you have a wiffle bat in your hand, and you literally have the internet asking you, "What is an anime that Light Lelouch does not like?"
Let me see. Let me look through my mail. Oh, Cowboy. My Hero Academia.
All right, good night, everybody. All right. Hero Aka. All right, so I watched the first 2 seasons, then stopped. So, but if I understand, and you don't drop stuff, so I'm assuming you're still watching Hero Aka.
Unfortunately, yes. So this is how it goes. Season 1 is the worst piece of show in anime I have ever seen. Everything about it was terrible. It was a train wreck from the first 5 minutes. Everything was just, here's this guy with no powers, and then episode 2, guess what? He's gonna have powers, so he just defeats the premise. And then do we have to really go into Deku being basically having every single kind of power you could imagine? Not only does it have like I think up to now 12 quirks.
12. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, why did you start him off with no quirks and you were just gonna give him 12 later on? So there's like no suspense in it. And then the animation is terrible.
I think it looks okay at times, but I think they take a lot of shortcuts because it's, and they also do a whole lot of like it's one reason I don't like the way it looks is it's hard for me to take like these serious action scenes seriously because everything always looks kind of jovial. Like it's never like a dark looking show. Like
No.
Even when they introduce like Stain, like it's not. I'm never like on the edge of my seat because like I know in the next scene that the purple-haired kid's gonna be grabbing the frog girl's tits. Like I don't. It doesn't do tone shifts very well.
It doesn't do anything well. Oh, thank you, voice actor in the English dub. He is annoying. I cannot stand him at all.
I like Chris Sabat as All Might. I have to say that.
I do too.
Vegeta is All Might.
The only thing I like about that series is Deku's mom.
Deku's mom?
Todoroki's mom also.
She's like an ice lady?
Yes. Discount Zuko mom. She's hot.
So what is if I'm super My Hero Academia fan extreme, what is your biggest problem with the show? Like what do you think if you worked on the show, what would you do to make it better?
Okay, I will look at the manga, tell the guy we ain't use any of this and to create everything from the ground up.
Oh my god.
It's all terrible.
Some of the powers are interesting. Some of them, not all.
Like for instance, he was a wasted villain. He had a good motivation, but the way to use him was stupid. Like, why not use him to challenge Deku about like what heroism actually is? Since his whole idea was about killing phony heroes.
The only villain that I got to see that I remotely enjoyed, and they don't even give him that much screen time, at least in the 2 seasons that I saw, was the guy with the hand on his face. The guy with the decay. Oh my god.
My hero is just a blur to me, so I forgot his name too.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's got hands all over his body and
his
shit.
power is decay. He like touches shit, and if all 5 fingers touch it, it like rots. Yeah. He was alright. He's always scratching himself.
Chase is in the chat. He'd probably tell us his name.
But every other villain was just like even 3-episode Inuyasha villains were more interesting. Or just like Naraku minions were cooler.
I mean, here's the thing, okay? I would rather be watching Fairy Tail than My Hero Academia.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
At least past episodes are like the most I can say about My Hero Academia is that episode was tolerable.
I think haven't you seen a bunch of Fairy Tail, Justin?
I saw the first 57 episodes.
So yes.
When it got to a character named Wendy, that's when I just said, I'm done.
Oh, no.
I saw the first 5.
And Light, you're the interesting one in here because you say Black Clover is better than My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, what is Black Clover doing right that My Hero Academia isn't?
Okay, well, it does have Deku, so there you go.
But you like Asta better than Deku?
Yes, even the Japanese voice is better. And Deku's English voice actor. Let's see, what does it have there? I get the characters are much more fleshed out compared to My Hero Academia. They have like supporting cast My Hero Academia that I don't care about. Right, Black Clover is like, whatever. It doesn't really bother me that much.
I only saw the first episode of Black Clover. All I heard was Asta yell. But I do know that people really like it later on.
Same.
If I'm gonna play devil's advocate, I would say I feel like the show, like Hero Academia, kind of like betrays itself because of kind of what Light was talking about, where like it has this thing where, yeah, it's like root for this underdog, right? But they make the underdog like insane, and like it's not like that's a problem that I have with like I haven't even sat down to try and watch it, but what everyone has ever described Seven Deadly Sins to me, it sounds like I would fucking hate it because this Meliodas seems insane, and I hate when the MC is like insane and just like fucking a god among the living. And like My Hero Academia, yeah, he gets his ass kicked from time to time, but like slowly but surely they're like molding this fucking like David out of marble that like I don't know, and everybody else is more interesting.
I also found it kind of weird how he got his power. Like, he just ate a piece of hair and that was it.
That was stupid.
No, I might give him his powers. All because you reminded me of me. And all because you did absolutely nothing to help Bakugo in that situation. Bravo! And
that's another one. Fuck Bakugo. I can't even play Devil's Advocate. I hate him. Oh my god. He's like the most transparent fucking thing in the history of like anything.
I prefer it.
I like
Overtake.
I like the concept of Todoroki. I like his design, but that's pretty much about it.
Oh, I like his mom, so that kind of
Todoroki's alright.
Okay.
So my husband, what's your number 2?
Okay. Yeah. Now that the Hero Academia fans are all insanely pissed, how about One Punch Man, Miasma? I don't hate One Punch Man. I think One Punch Man, because I'm sure he's referring to how I hate the main character.
I'm wearing a One Punch Man shirt.
That is sort of, I enjoy it because it's like the joke. Like, it's the joke of the show, right? That this guy beats shit in fucking one punch. Do I think One Punch Man is the most incredible thing out there? No. I don't think that about Mob Psycho either, but I enjoy Mob Psycho. And that's also sort of annoying because he's literally like the most powerful Esper for like no reason. But I think I let One Punch Man slide with that just because it's like a joke. Whereas when it's something I'm supposed to take seriously, so I think that's where like one hits the nail on the head versus whoever the author is for Hero Aka.
Yeah.
But to another show that I dislike that a lot of people love, I have grown to hate this more over time, and a relatively large YouTuber did a whole video about how this is one of the worst anime that he has seen, and it really opened my eyes more to some negatives of the series. Shinsekai Yori, or From the New World. This is a fucking train wreck, okay? It's welcome back, Justin. I don't know how much of that you got to hear.
I heard everything.
All right, so From the New World is this fucking weird, like, there's a few things, I talked about this in the video before. There's some things that I like at base level of the show. Like, you have to have, to me, you gotta have some interesting characters. Hopefully build the world up a little bit, you know. If the characters aren't, like, relatable, make them so abstract that I'm interested because they're so different from me, or have me, you know, feel bad for them in a situation or something like that. Shinsekai Yori misses the boat on everything because it's just these weird whiny brats at the beginning of it in this world where like everybody has these like psychic powers for some reason, and a long time ago there's some kid with psychic powers that killed a whole bunch of people, so they've built a society around suppressing people's abilities, and these kids are like the this is multiple generations down the line, and they don't really know a lot of the history of the world, and it's just so goddamn like pretentious and up its own ass, and just like smells its own farts. Like it is literally like the hybrid driver of anime. Like it's people say that about like Haruno Kyokai and fucking like Fate Zero. Shinsekai Yori does this shit, and it does it stupidly because it's characters you don't give a fuck about. It acts like you like them way more. They're not that cute. They're not that interesting. It's really awkward because half the time they're trying to like fuck each other, and they're like 11, by the way, and they're like you got like there's like Yuri scenes and the yaoi scenes, but then they're not really into that person, and they're actually into this other person, and then they're flip-flopping around who they like, and then, you know, character will die off, and you don't really give a fuck because they were boring anyway. It doesn't make any sense. And then when all the mysteries are sort of revealed, you're just so goddamn tired of everything that it's just like, cool, whatever. That's how this world came to be. This world is shitty. I got that in episode 1. This world sucks because you guys are here and I want to leave. Like, it wasn't... When the show ended, it wasn't like, wow, what a cool resolution for these characters. It was more like, holy crap, I get to leave. All right, we're done. And, yeah, so from the New World... Digi has an entire video called "It's Worse Than Sword Art Online" that I recommend people check out. That depends on your thoughts on Sword Art Online, I suppose. But it is not a great show, and people really like it for whatever reason.
I haven't seen it.
I recommend it.
All right.
Yeah, I actually like it.
Oh, that's right. I knew it was either you or Art, if not both. There are people that really like this, and I don't get it.
Art really likes it too.
All right.
I mean, episode 4. Fuck that massive exposition dump.
To fuck all the fucking exposition. Fuck those weird creatures that live in the woods that like just the only reason that they exist is to, like the slug guy, who's like a living library of information. That's stupid. Fuck them. Fuck them. The mole people at the end. Fuck them. The big lion guy. He sucks too.
I've heard that Squealer is like a cool villain.
Squealer is, he's. I mean, I don't like anyone.
Really?
I don't like him when I met him. I don't like what he becomes. It's interesting. And I really wish that I could have just seen him fucking like cut the head off of one of these kids. That would have been great. But no, sadly it doesn't happen. Justin, god damn it. I'm in a bad mood now. Justin, what's one thing you dislike?
Yes.
He's about to say Inuyasha.
Okay, so for this So for this show, I finished the first season, and then the second season was so stupid I dropped it within the first episode. And the show is called Alda Noah Zero.
Oh! You lucky bastard.
I will be right back.
Oh, I feel know that Zero season 2.
I'll know Zero. If I remember correctly, J-Chip should be back soon. But I believe, is it this one that has like an ending in season 1 that they completely like contradict at the beginning of season 2?
Yes, it's a rise headshot from point blank range. Headshot from point blank range. And then the ending for season 2 is even worse.
Oh my god, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I'm back. So anyways, so Alda Noah Zero 2. The beginning of that entire anime should have just been like erased. It should have just been that first season, and I would have been fine, but that second season just ruins the entire experience for me because every character in that show is dumb. I hate everything about it, and it's one of the reasons why I don't like mecha. It's like, it was my first mecha.
Yes.
And
oh, you poor soul.
Black Critic Guy made a good video about it. I recommend you watch that.
So a guy survives a gunshot at point blank range?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, also
he also watches in the first episode, he watches his best friend get killed, and he has like the most blank expression ever. Like there's no emotion going on.
Okay.
Oh my god! All right,
it's like he let him go, and he's just like, oh, that sucks, I guess.
Yeah. You gotta get this.
All right, Light, your turn.
Okay, well, this is actually the worst anime I have ever seen.
Oh wow!
And it's by Madhouse, who made 3 of my favorite animes of all time.
Okay.
It's called The Irregular and Magic High School.
Ooh.
I haven't seen it, but I only heard bad things.
Okay, one word, incest. 26 episodes.
Oh, come on.
Sister wants to fuck her brother. In every episode, she says Onisama, and she says it like over 20 times first episode. Onisama, Onisama, and it doesn't stop. And then that character, I think the last third, she finally questions why she likes her brother that much before going like, man, she wants to fuck him again.
Isn't he also like? I mean, that's awful. But isn't he also like really bland and annoying?
Oh yeah, imagine thank you for my but worse. Okay?
Oh my god.
Okay? Just like My Hero Academia, you're meant to root for this underdog, but he's perfect in everything he does.
Oh Jesus.
I'm telling you to your face, he's terrible at magic. But he invented flying magic in that series.
Oh boy.
The main character also just looks boring as hell.
Yeah. It looks like generic guy in a magic school.
Oh, nothing. Okay, they basically make him out to be Jesus.
Oh
like,
my god.
You people back from the dead. And then shove in your face that he felt more pain than you people did when you got shot. Okay? Praise him. He is Jesus.
All right.
And it got a movie, which I have not seen.
Good.
It's terrible.
I got one. The last one that I'll mention, just because this one makes my blood kind of boil. Because I am often somebody that tries to get other people to watch anime that weren't really into it before. And this wasn't at the peak of the show's popularity, but like I had heard a lot about the show, and I love the director in the past. And I was like, I really want to watch this, and it's short, and I want my friend to watch more anime, and I know it's really short. So let's check this out together. And it was so not good that we ended up not watching it together anymore. We both ended up ironically finishing it up on our own and then talking about how shitty it was. And I'm sorry to all my fellow Shinichiro Watanabe fans.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop. Oh.
No, I love Cowboy Bebop.
Oh.
But Terror in Residence, or Zankyo no Terror, is like
wow,
nails on a chalkboard and like using like sandpaper as toilet paper at the same time. Like it is also, but it does have it does have an amazing soundtrack. Yoko Kanno does the music, I believe, again for this, and the music's really good and the animation is not bad. That's it. All right, it's like Guilty Crown on steroids. Like Guilty Crown has good music and animation, nothing else. That is nothing. Terror in Resonance is fucking 11 episodes of these two whiny goddamn baby pretend terrorists who blow up buildings without people in them. For most of the show, this like secretive reason. And there's this girl, this fucking third wheel, who's pulled into it and doesn't really even need to be there, and she's bland as fuck, and she doesn't get any real development. They showcase her relationship with her family early on and then don't touch on it anymore, and then she just hangs out with them while they do their blowing up building shit. My least favorite character is there's a goddamn police officer who is the most stereotypical 5 o'clock shadow, sleeves rolled up, tie is messed up, never goes home to talk to his wife, trying to catch these two. I'm going to get you if I have to sit here all night. Cop. Like, it's so cliche and boring. And then when you finally, you think the entire time, you're like, why are these kids blowing up these buildings? This is going to be cool, right? There's going to be some cool reason behind this. It's like Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex. Why is the Laughing Man doing all this shit? Then you find out. And it's, wow, that guy wasn't that bad. You know, no, these kids are blowing into these buildings for fucking like They were like, oh, we didn't like the way we're striking back at the company that owned this shit or whatever, and then the way their upbringing or whatever that you just don't really give a fuck about because they've drilled into your head that these characters aren't that interesting. And then they introduce other people from like their orphanage place that are fucking weird and also not interesting, and you don't care. And it's masked by this awesome animation and music, but it's just boring. And then it ends. And then it's just like, well, that's it. All right, that's episode 11. Here we go. Oh my god, that is the most like I went into that with such hype because I was like, Watanabe, I like Shampoo, I love Bebop, these are good. Yoko Kanno doing the music. All right, let's watch. And I was like, I knew the concept. I was like, kids blowing up buildings, but they try not to kill people. I was like, all right, that's interesting. I wonder why. I wonder if these people are interesting enough to make me pay attention for 11 episodes. No, they're not. Nobody is. I would you get more entertainment out of staring at a bug that has fallen over on its back, try and get back on its legs. You root for him more. I would. He's more interesting. At least he probably has something meaningful to go do.
So I haven't seen it, but you gotta admit the concept does sound interesting.
It does. It is.
Where terrorists are the main characters.
Yeah, but sort of but they shove in the girl. The girl is sort of the main character because she's kind of like.
She doesn't
with them.
Do anything for the series.
Yeah, she's just like.
It's one thing I can't defend about that series.
They keep her around, and I was hoping that maybe they'd bang her or something, but that doesn't happen. And yeah, and you just I don't know. I was so upset and disappointed with that shit. And my friend didn't like it either, and he doesn't watch that much anime. So thank you, Shinichiro Watanabe and Terror in Residence. All right, Justin. You get one more, and then we'll let the almighty light do one more.
Yes.
Okay. So this one, it's technically 2, but I'm combining it's both seasons. If you know me for a while, you know I hate this show. Vampire Knight is shit.
That's one I'm planning on watching also.
Vampire Knight. Okay.
So, Vampire Knight. I have a history with that before I go into why it sucks. So, it was Halloween night. We were going to Walmart before we went trick-or-treating, right? Because one of the kids needed a new mask because his broke. So I went to look at the anime. And I remember in school, some people were being like, oh yeah, this show's really good. You should check it out. It's so bloody. It's got so much action and it's awesome. And then I see it at Walmart for like $20 because it's a Halloween sale. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. So I bought it at Walmart for $20. Mm-hmm. And after all the Halloween stuff was done, I go home and I watch it. The first episode was all right. But then I remember falling asleep by the time the second episode hit. Oh. So I'm like, okay, maybe I was just tired, right? So I try it again, and it still keeps on going on where I'm just sleeping. And then when I sit myself down and pay attention to watch the entire thing, the show is terrible. It
doesn't have the action.
The best way I can. Well, I mean, it has action in it, but it has very little of it because a lot of it's just sitting around and talking. The best way I can describe it is imagine if it was Twilight but animated.
More talking or less talking than Trinity Blood?
More talking than Trinity Blood.
Oh.
Chase says Vampire Knight logic is incest is okay if you're a vampire.
Yeah. So
fuck that.
The girl's brother becomes a vampire, and his name is Zero. He's voiced by Vic Mignogna, and he goes up to the main girl, and he's just like, "Hey, sister, why don't you and me embrace?"
Does she know that he's her brother?
Yeah, and she has a thing for him too. There's 2 vampire boys that she has a thing for, and she purposefully makes them go at war, and whoever wins gets to go out with her. She just likes to see 2 of her best friends like fight each other for her, and then in the middle, everything just like so convoluted, and it's just boring as hell. So I finish it and I say, "This is the worst anime I've ever seen in my life."
Wow.
And when I got my first job, I was talking to someone who really liked anime, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I kind of want to get a big anime collection." And it was his last day, and I said, "Hey, I have this anime called Vampire Night. It's really good." And so he gave me $15, and I gave him the DVD, and I never saw him again.
Wow.
What a shitty pal. I hope that kid's watching this.
Yes.
I think he was older than me. He might have been.
I hope he finds you someday. And he just bangs your door and he's holding Vampire Night in the rain. And just like, what is this shit?
What have you done to me? What have you done to me?
I thought Trinity Blood was bad. What is this?
Oh, so I haven't finished Trinity Blood, but I would guarantee Vampire Night is worse than Trinity Blood.
I see that now.
Because at least Trinity Blood looks better.
All right, Light.
Oh, okay.
You're up to pitch in the 9th inning here.
All right. My third pick is Assassination Classroom Season 2.
Ooh.
Specifically Season 2.
Yes, Season 1, it's just bad, but I can tolerate it. Season 2, on the other hand, way worse. I really hate the fake sentimentality in it. Every episode has a, "Oh, you learned so much. What a great person you are" speech at the end of the episode, and it gets repetitive and annoying. Imagine hearing, "You're such a great person" for 25 episodes. Every single damn time.
Congratulations.
Oh. So, I really hate episode 24. They really just milk that one killing scene for way too long. It's supposed to be emotional, but he roll calls every single student. And it takes up like 12 minutes. So for 12 minutes, I'm just staring at my screen, all these people on top of this alien, waiting to kill him, and then just hear our name. Chisato! Nagisa! Are you here? Here. 12 minutes. Wasted. Oh, man.
How do you feel about Koro Sensei in general?
I hate that. That character was just broken. He's the whole reason that series didn't work, okay? It's trying to be a light-hearted comedy. But here's the thing. If he dies, tone of shift. If he lives, guess what? Earth gets destroyed. Tone of shift. So, from the beginning, it wasn't going to work.
What do you think of the dude that looks like a lady?
The main character, right?
Oh, Trap.
Yeah.
I don't like him. Boring character.
So I saw the first 12 episodes and I was done because Karma was really dumb.
Oh, it gets worse.
I feel like
I bet.
the show's just premise-wise, it sounds like it would get insanely repetitive.
Oh, yes.
That's
an episode.
I can guarantee my husband, you would not like this show.
Especially
if you give a damn about tone shifts, you will not like it.
It sounds like they try and kill him and then they fail. Let me guess. They think of some scheme to get him.
No. Get the best part. The kids don't even find a way to kill him. They have an antagonist come in the second to last episode, wound him, and then the kids get to kill him. I'm
not talking about the conclusion. I'm talking about a generic episode. I'm here's what I'm picturing as a premise. Is they're thinking of some idea to get him, and then they think of it, and it fails, and they laugh about it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, there was one episode dedicated to baking a giant cake for him.
Oh my god.
It was terrible. What really pissed me off is the students don't even come up with a plan to kill him. he gets wounded, and then they kill him. Because some villain that appears out of nowhere.
Do you ever get to learn any of his like backstory or anything?
Oh yes, and you find out his weakness is water.
Oh, you would have thought they would have tried that.
No. There's moisture in the air. From the get-go, he should like be absorbing it and be going slower, but he never does. So they literally pull that weakness out of his ass.
Oh my god.
Like, water. There's moisture in the air. Why would you go to a planet that's like 90% water?
Also, the show is just really predictable.
Yes.
It's just like...
It's like if M. Night Shyamalan made the anime.
Yeah, it's like Signs the anime.
Yes.
I also hated that it was going to turn into like a shonen series, like when they bring in that gray alien dude.
Oh, it does.
I'm trying to remember because it's been years.
There's another alien?
Since I've seen it.
Yes.
What the fuck?
No. There's like 4.
Doesn't the government make an alien or something like that?
Yeah, they're like 4.
What?
I lose track.
You make an alien. What the fuck? That's not an alien at the point. That's just a thing that got made on Earth.
You can't make an alien.
Yeah, the definition of a goddamn alien is that it's fucking otherworldly.
I will say one good thing though about the show is that the second OP in the first season is pretty cool. But that's about it.
And that's it.
Just an OP. All right. Before I have a brain contusion, this was shows that we hated. If you watch this in the future, please let us know stuff down below. Thank you, chat, for coming. And if you are watch this in the future, comment below on shows that you hate in particular. Also, let us know if you greatly disagree with us, because we all like to hear that. We all like to hear how stupid we are for not liking Dragon Ball Super.
So, let's see. We pissed off the Dragon Ball fans.
Yes.
We pissed off the My Hero Academia fans.
The ass class fans.
Pissed off.
Yes.
You pissed off the Shinsekai Yori fans, which there's a lot of them.
And there's Zogyo no Terror fans.
Well, all 3 of them. Okay, cool. Nobody sits around and fucking like jerks off to shit to Terror in Resonance anymore. They realized that I'm right.
What about Vampire Knight?
Vampire Knight girls are gonna be rip shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Them and the Black Butler girls are hand in hand. And if you ever say anything bad about
oh my gosh,
Black Butler is also bad. That's just a bad show. But I don't hate it as much because I like Sebastian, but I hate the show.
Oh man, that's another fan base that you got to walk on eggshells around. If you're a fan of Black Butler or Vampire Knight, please go to the J-Chip show and comment on all of his videos and tell him that he's bald and doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, at least you know who'll be hating now, says Rob. All right, yeah, I want to thank Chad for coming and Light and Justin both for coming tonight. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. We agree and disagree on things, but there's certain things like Dragon Ball Super that we all agree not to watch.
Magic High School.
And a regular Magic High School.
I don't know anybody that's a fan of that show. I think everyone would just be like, yeah, it's shit.
A lot of people like it. You'd be amazed.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for coming. We will see you next time. And have a great rest of your night. See ya.